Another B model. So they replaced this steel braided hose. This is a turnover truck. This hose was replaced. Then they ordered what they call a check valve. Told me to come put it on the truck. And I'll show you what that is. This is what they're calling the check valve. So you guys can see that. It's rated for 250 PSI. So this is actually the relief that comes, it comes right off the air compressor itself. And this pops off at 250 PSI. I've actually never seen one of these go bad, but as soon as I had to pick this part up and I saw this what it was, I felt like we were going in the wrong direction. Clearly we were. So the steel hose that they had replaced does plug quite frequently. But if this relief is popping off, then generally you're not getting enough airflow to the through the dryer. So we replaced that steel braided cable. I give the truck air. My purge valve on the old one, purge valve's popping off continuous. Won't let me get more than say 70 PSI. It is a serviceable design, but I had one on my truck anyway from a previous job, so we're just going to use this one. Anyway, we'll get it swapped out. We're going to get all of our fittings, clock all of our fittings here, and we'll get this truck back going and we'll verify our repair. But yeah, as soon as I picked this up, I felt like we were heading in the wrong direction. We were. Alright guys, here's what we got going on. So that relief I showed you goes on the air compressor. There's an elbow that comes off the air compressor. That elbow plugs frequently. Also, this hose is real common that it blows out, even though it's steel braided. I mean, it's so easy to kink and then it just immediately blows out. But anyway, if that relief is popping off, you want to check that elbow on the compressor. You want to check this hose. And if everything is good there and it's still popping off, then your dryer itself, you need to check that out. So you'll take off your air hose, which would be this one that goes to the dryer. This is the supply. And you can try to plug that. You should not be able to plug that with your thumb. Truck running. With that hose hooked up, you could then take off, if you take off one of these hoses, try to plug it here. So that's going to test your flow through the dryer. Right? Both of these are what's going to go out to your air tanks. And then this small hose right here, this hose comes off the governor, which is basically like a signal, if you will. This is what tells the air compressor to start making air or to cut out and stop making air. But generally, as soon as I saw that relief, like I said, I felt like we were going in the wrong direction. We were. This hose was changed out. And then that was my turnover, was to replace the hose and replace that, what they call the check valve. But like I said, as soon as I saw it, I went ahead and replaced the hose. But I felt like the dryer itself was plugged, which we didn't even bother to troubleshoot. The purge valve is popping off on the other one. Won't let me get more than 70 PSI in the truck. This is going to open and purge any like contaminants, moisture, just any kind of debris. It's going to purge off there. There is a wiring harness that goes to it, but this is just for your heater so that this doesn't ice up. Alright, we got it all buttoned up now. I got my harness plugged in for the purge. We're going to start giving this truck air, so we're going to verify the repair. And once again, you know, not the first time that I've gotten on a job that was troubleshot incorrectly, or maybe a step was missed, came to the wrong conclusion. And not trying to knock anybody. I'm sure I've done it in the past. I have troubleshot things incorrectly and ended up at the wrong ending point. It happens to all of us. But hopefully, just talking about just a real quick down and dirty theory of operation, maybe that mechanic will see it and he'll have a better understanding. And at the end of the day, if we could just make him better, then I think we've won. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. It's not leaking. We're going to crank this truck up right now. This is a B model. and we're gonna get it back in the dirt. We're at, you guys saw that, 114 PSI. We're holding. Before I couldn't get more than 70 in the truck without that purge valve popping off.